Hey, this is Josh with Budget Mechanic. If you find this video helpful at the end, click that subscribe button so we keep making more videos. We're doing a water pump on a 2003 Chevy Suburban with a 6.0 in it. This is going to be a similar engine to a lot of your Escalades, Silverados, Yukons, so the process will be very similar to a lot of models. But let's get started. So we're just going to go ahead and dig in, start removing air hoses and then this fan shroud, the upper half, and make our way down to the fan and the water pump. Taking off the clips for the upper radiator hose. Just be prepared for a little spillage. If you drain your coolant in such a way that it's into a clean container and you don't contaminate it with grease and dirt, you can actually reuse it if it's in good shape. Looking at this, I can tell that someone has mixed coolant types. Looks like they put the green in with the orange and possibly a bunch of water. So I'm probably just going to drain this all out and replace it with fresh coolant just to be safe, because you don't want to mess around with mixing coolants and you don't want to use water instead of coolant. Just going to kind of work it a little. When you pull this hose off, just be ready for a lot of drips and spills. And I'm just going to push it over here. On these older cars especially, if I can avoid unplugging rubber hoses, I do, just because sometimes that's when they break and stop sealing, is when old rubber gets kind of messed with. Two 10mm belts. Pop the center up on these plastic clips. There's 4 of them along the upper shroud. So the hardest part of this job probably is getting this fan off, because the big nut on the back side just wants to spin with the water pump pulley, and you won't be able to get it off. So the key to this is holding this pulley down somehow, so that when you back this nut off, the pulley doesn't spin. So I've put a little clamp here that's sandwiched the serpentine belt to the pulley, hooked in the back side there. That will hopefully keep it from spinning. They make some tools that you can rent or buy to hold that. But I find that this often works. If it's really bad, I might have to flip this clamp over to the other side, so that when it wants to spin, it'll bump up against this idler pulley or something like that. I'm replacing the belt when I do this, because it might damage it. If you want to save the belt, you might want to pad it a little bit with some cardboard or something. But if you're doing this anyway, probably replace the belt. Definitely doesn't hurt to put a little squirt of some kind of penetrating lubricant on there to get on the threads. So this nut on the back of this fan is 36mm, or you could do like 1 7/16 inch. I know a lot of people don't have those sizes wrenches lying around, so I'm going to show you another way, using a hammer and like a giant screwdriver or a big punch or a spike of some kind. And basically you're just going to pound the nut lefty-loosey off. There we go. Saw some movement there. And here she comes. I usually like to try to avoid pounding on engine elements, but because we are replacing the water pump and you may not have wrenches of that size, this also works. I'm going to now remove this clamp. Next step is going to be to take this belt off. Your tensioner is right here. Put a crescent wrench on there, crank it clockwise, belt pops off. Pop off this belt tensioner, 3 15mm bolts. I'm going to try to get a little drip pan underneath. In order to do that, I'm just going to remove the rest of this shroud. Now I can pull this lower shroud out. This is going to be a wet one. Give this a little rotate. I'm just kind of curling these hoses up so that fluid doesn't just drip out of them constantly. Next you have 6 10mm bolts. You have 3 on this side and 3 on the other side of the pulley. But when you're taking these out, you just kind of want to go evenly. You do this just so you don't warp or crack the casting. Just had it in tightening mode. Didn't take much working. Okay, the old pump's out. I'm just going to compare it to my new pump, make sure all the bolts line up. Thermostat on this car, the 6.0, you actually have to get it with the housing. It's like kind of built into it. So you don't have to take this off. You're going to get the new thermostat with the housing. It's kind of crazy. If you go to the parts store, sometimes they'll give you a traditional standalone thermostat, but it won't fit in the original style water pump. I'm going to put a little gasket maker on here just to back up that O-ring. You want to get one that's made for coolant. You just want to make sure not too much hangs out into the coolant channel. Lay this in. I'm sure there's a specific torque spec for this, but just gonna snug. We're ready to go back in the car. So I'm gonna remove the old gasket from each side. Don't damage the surface on the engine. And the second one on the right. Clean up that surface, making sure to keep your blade super flat so you're not scoring the metal. So I have a lot of kind of rough corrosion stuff going on down here at the bottom of both of the square holes. So I'm going to throw a little sealer on the gasket where it meets that spot, just so that it doesn't leak there. Okay, that'll also help it kind of stick in place. I put a little bit on the square hole down there as well. If you're not going to put sealant on your gasket, you probably want to shove some bolts through your pump and hang your gasket on the bolts protruding on the other side. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time kind of wrestling those and getting them in the right spot. And I'm just going to be really careful that I push this thing in and I nail the holes in my gaskets with my bolts. So I got the top one on the right. Find that one. Make sure my other ones are threading in. I'm not going to tighten them at all. I'm just going to really just snug them up. Finger tight. So just double check, make sure you didn't like push a gasket out of the way or it dropped and pinched really weird. This water pump calls for 11 foot-pounds of torque on these 6 bolts. So the best way, if you can afford it, get a torque wrench, get it online, 25 bucks. If you don't, the idea is you want to get all the bolts as close to the same tightness as you can in an alternating pattern, so that there's not a tighter spot than another that's going to create a warp or a twist that's going to cause a leak later on. If you have a screw gun, not like this one, if you have like a normal screw gun that has a clutch setting, you can set the clutch so that when you drive them in, they all go into at the same tightness. I'm going to start up here at the top. This pattern doesn't really matter as long as you're alternating sides. I'm not even going the full torque. Alternate now down to the bottom corner. Kind of snug that one up so it feels similar. I'm going to go back to the other side. Kind of snug that one up. So again, I'm not even going to the full torque yet. Put an extension for this guy. Okay, then I'm going to alternate back up to the one I started with. Take it all the way to 11. There we go. And throw our tensioner back in. Remembering that the long shouldered bolts go at the top 2 holes. So I'm just going to snug these 3 down pretty snug. Again, I'm sure there's a torque setting, but just make it tight. They're big bolts, they can handle it. And I'm just shoving these coolant lines back on. I'm gonna slide my clamp back on. Lower radiator hose. At this point, I've got my lower hoses on. The only hose that's not on is the upper radiator hose. I would hate to put everything back together and find out one of my gaskets was pinched and I'm leaking and I gotta go do it all over again. So at this point, I'm gonna fill this up using the inlet for the upper radiator hose. And like I said before, drain out all your old coolant, especially if you're gonna do like I am. I'm putting in a different color than what was in there before. It had the Dex Cool colored coolant, and I'm gonna put in the universal green. Not a big fan of the Dex Cool personally, so I'm just going to fill up enough to check my gaskets. I'll go down and check underneath, but I don't see anything going on, so that's good news. Making sure I've got the same belt here, same number of grooves, and same length. You should have a belt routing diagram. This one's pretty faded. So maybe take good mental note when you take the old one off. But this one right here is for the V8 with the AC condenser as a separate belt, which is what we have. So you can kind of see your wind pattern. And I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to go on the alternator and off the idler. That will be my last one. I'm going to crank this tensioner clockwise. You've really got to crank this tensioner to the max clockwise position for this to go. There we go. Just double check all your pulleys have the belt seated properly on there. Lower shroud going in. You can kind of see on this shroud it's got these tabs right here. They fit into slots on the front of the radiator right there, both sides. Got it. And just pop that clamp back in its little hole. Now I'm going to be tightening this nut, and so I want to hold the water pump. So this time I'm going to put a little padding. So I just got some little bits of cardboard. I'm going to put it in between the two belt surfaces there, and then one on top. So then when I clamp it, I'm not doing damage to the belts. You could do the banging, which we've done to get it off, to tighten it up. For this, I'm just going to use my giant crescent, sort of short pops on there. You don't have to go super crazy tightening it up. The direction that the engine turns is constantly tightening that nut, but you want it to be snug. Upper half of the shroud. Okay. Got my upper radiator hose into the pump. Good time to check your radiator hoses. If you got any splitting or ballooning on the back side of the clamp, that's an indication that your hose is going bad and gonna split soon into the radiator. Little plastic clip. Clip for the radiator. You gotta keep it off to the side because the air hose goes right over the top of this. Just make sure your hose is going on clean. Yep. This one goes on the mass airflow. We're just gonna now refill the system. Okay, now that you've got everything buttoned up and you've got your reservoir topped off, you're going to run the car for a little while, let the water pump work that stuff through, get some bubbles out, top it off again, cap it, and then you're going to run the car up to operating temperature, let it cool down, and fill it up if need be. Don't open up that cap while it's hot. If this video is helpful to you, go ahead and subscribe so that we can keep bringing you videos from Budget Mechanic.